Editor-in-Chief of Tugon 2018 to 2019, OLA's official publication, Elder, or President of OLA's Formation 2019, Leadership Awardee of OLA's Commencement Exercises 2019, AB Philosophy graduate at Our Lady of the Angels Seminary College, Batch 2018-2019, currently taking Master of Arts in History at Negros Oriental State University, and currently working as a CSR in one of the corporate accounts of Infocom Technologies Incorporation. Without further ado, let us all welcome our guest speaker is no other than Brother Joven M. Halbuna. Let's give him a virtual clap.
All right. Thank you so much for a warm welcome, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you so much. I am so honored and pleased to have you this afternoon, and of course for this somehow valuable event, especially yung topic natin ngayon ay napapanahon in this time of pandemic and nasusubok talaga tayo ng panahon. So of course, I am also glad with the topic, responsibility. Kumbaga, tayo ay pinapaalala sa atin yung gaano ka-importante yung responsibility or being responsible in this type of pandemic as students, you and your part as a students, and for the mothers as mothers, the role as, kasama ng mga bata sa bahay, assisting them in their modules or whatever form, online platform of schooling, and of course for the teachers, me as myself as an instructor in one of the universities dito sa Negros Oriental. So I stayed in Manila way back 2016 to 2019. Yes, as given by Will Malin in the introduction, I finished my degree in AB Philosophy at Our Lady of the Angels Seminary. So I was there 2017 to 2019. So I will be giving you, guys, hopefully you will understand me or will try or bear with me because I'm not that fluent in Tagalog now, so I will just speak in the medium of Taglish. So for now, since the main theme is about responsibility for human beings or us, whatever state we are right now, our students, teachers, as a child or as a daughter, as a son, as an ate, kuya, or a mother, a father, like that. I will be emphasizing yung topic ko ngayon is about God and responsibility because it is somehow very connected. So for you, thank you so much for those nagsubok na mag-answer about the connected or relevant words or terms about the word responsibility. So somehow may nagsabi importanteng gawain. So somehow it's very important because it's your responsibility. So God and responsibility, very simple because we are all creations of God. We are children of God. So let me start with my talk with the quote coming from the movie Spider-Man with great power comes great responsibility. So I hope na nunawaan nyo yun na pag mas malaki kayong katungkulan, may ganun din kabigat ang yung responsibilities. So for example, as the students, of course, ang inyong responsibility or responsibilities is about the job or the role of students. Gagawa kayo ng assignment, mag-a-answer kayo ng modules, tutulong kayo sa bahay, anong gawain sa bahay sa ating parents, atong daily chores, while the teachers will do their part as well. Nagagawa sila ng lessons, researches, their part in the administrative in the school, like that. So somehow ang gusto natin, ang pinaka-gusto natin is magkaroon tayo ng mas malaking katungkulan pero ayaw natin sa responsibility. So That is why, in this, pahahalagahan natin or bigyan natin ng pansin, gaano kahalaga tong word na to na responsibility. Kasi minsan parang nawawala na to sa isipan natin. It's somehow neglected. Parang wala na lang sa atin. So, God and responsibility, guys, or mga beloved students, because God has created us and God is also responsible for creating us. Kumbaga, ang laki ng responsibilidad ng Diyos dahil tayo ay kanyang ginawa. So we are under His control. The definition or yung meaning talaga ng responsibility is the state of being accountable, answerable for something under your control or within your control. So, kung yung mga bagay na wala na tayong control, so syempre din natin yung responsibility. But kung under sa control natin, then wala tayong ginawa, then we will be liable for any punishments or whatever consequences na kung hindi natin ginawa yung particular na task na supposedly ay ginawa natin. So, ayun, for the next slide, there is this image where under the word responsibility or the different races, magkakaibang rasa po. Like tayo ay Asian, Filipino, dito sa atin, Chinese, Japanese, Malaysian, Vietnamese, and others. Like, and then the others are European in category, Americans, the Westerners, and then Africans, mga ganon. They are in that particular nagkakasama sila, helping one another, raising one another, lifting one another in these times of pandemic. Kasi pag ine-neglect lamang ng isang tao, yung suffering, yung pagdudusa ng iba, syempre kaya ba nating tingnan sila na sila ay wala nang makain, wala nang gamot, wala na talaga. Kaya ba natin na hayaan silang magkaganon? Like for example, tayong mga Pilipino, if the other nations, yung mga mayayaman na mga nations, na mga countries, kung hindi sila tutulong sa atin at tayo-tayo lamang dito, then it would lead might be to our destruction. Kumbaga, kung wala silang tulong, for example, nung tayo ay sinagasa ng bagyong Yolanda, maraming tulong na dumating because it is a humanitarian responsibility. Kumbaga, nakikita nila yung sufferings natin, kaya sila tumulong. And in the next slide, I will be bibigyan ko kayo ng mga katanungan on how will you become responsible or how will I become responsible. So, in the next slide, ayun, the first question is, do I take good care of my own things? Do I take good care of my own things? Atin bang pinapahalagahan o atin bang inaalagaan yung mga bagay na sa atin? Kasi minsan hindi na natin na titingnan or na papansin yung halaga ng isang bagay because very simple lang naman tong bagay na to, lang naman to, moral lang naman to na bagay na to, ang bilis lang naman to makuha. So somehow we lack the appreciation kung bakit yung nandyan yung bagay na yan. And that is under our control na alagaan yan dito sa atin yan. Kasi pag masira yan, for example, cellphone, alam nga naman nating we will just let na mawala yung cellphone natin, hindi natin naalagaan. So, the possible effect is maghahanap na naman tayo ng ibibili. Di ba? Yung pangalawang question is, do I own up when I know I did something wrong? Inaako mo ba? Do you hold yourself accountable of something na ginawa mong mali? Kasi minsan, nagpapasahan tayo ng mali. Kumbaga, siya yung may gawa niyan, hindi ako may gawa niyan. For example, in the school, pag nasira natin yung window na jealousy, so, syempre, magtutulak ka na tayo, si ano yan, ma'am, sir, si ano yan, sir, like that. So, being responsible is also being accountable, my beloved students and participants. So, dapat kaya natin panagutan, kaya natin panindigan na tayo yung may gawa niyan at kaya natin sagutin kung ano man yung possible consequences dahil nagawa natin yan. So, the next question is that, do I finish a job once I've started it? So, tinatapos ko ba yung task na binigay sa akin once nasimulan ko? So being responsible also, guys, is also being maaasahan. Ikaw ay mapagkakatiwalaan sa bagay or sa task na binigay sa iyo. And then the fourth question, am I extra careful with things that don't belong to me? So, syempre, ang bilis natin sabihin na kaya ko naman yung palitan. And then, hindi naman yung ganun, ang, yung pinaka-point doon, beloved participants. It's about, kasi hindi yan sa atin, sa alagaan natin, at isa sa ulit natin. And like that. So, and for us students, do I do my homework? Kasi minsan, kakopy na lang tayo, parang ganon. So, wag tayo ganun. It's a bad example for others. Do I get to school on time? So, hindi ba tayo nalilate? So, being responsible can be seen also. Makikita din sa mga simple lamang mga gawain like the pagiging on time sa classes or sa saan tayong meeting pupunta and like that. And then for the next slide, I will be giving you some example about being responsible also. If I make a promise, I keep it. Kung nag-promise ka na for example, nag-promise ka sa best friend mo na pupunta kayo sa bahay niya for example, this pandemic is wala pa to. So, mag-promise ka na pupunta ka sa birthday niya. So, syempre, tutuparin mo yung promise because it is a promise. A promise is a promise. It's not meant to be broken, but it's meant to be, na gagawin mo talaga at, uh, paninindigan mo. So hopefully by those sort of ideas, meron na tayong glimpse about responsibility. So next, malitong 10, no? So 7 is the highest and 1 is the lowest. So I want you to score yourselves about how responsible you are. So less than 3 is that you need to work on being more responsible. Kumbaga, kung 3 lang yung narate mo, hindi mo ginagawa yung mga gawain mo sa bahay, yung homework mo, yung modules mo. So, somehow, you have to do more, to exert more effort in being more responsible kasi parang hindi ka masyadong active, hindi mo masyadong tinutupad yung mga naka-assign sa'yo na gawain. And then 3 or 4 out of 7, you're doing okay in few areas, but there's room for improvement. So, ito naman talaga kasi mga estudyante tayo ay natututo everyday. Kahit sino man, tayo ay natututo everyday. And there's always room for improvement. As long as open tayo, na tayo nating tanggapin, na meron pa talaga tayong pagkukulang, we will be progressing. So, mag-i-improve pa tayo at magiging more responsible pa tayo pag alam natin sa sarili natin na mayroon pa tayong hindi nagawa. So, 7 out of 7. So, give yourself a pat on your back because you are indeed responsible. Meron naman talaga mga ganun na kahit sa gamit nila, napaka-particular nila, dapat dito nilalagay, ganyan. So, meron din mga ganun. So, then the next slide is that I will be presenting you some basic things about how responsible you are in some areas. For example, sa responsibilities mo sa bahay. So, it might look like doing your daily chores, helping at home, like kung ano man yung inaasahan sa'yo ng parents mo, ng kapatid mo, like pag-aalaga ng So, the next slide is taking care of your younger sibling. Kung meron kang nakakabatang kapatid, so, syempre pag busy yung mama mo or wala din yung papa mo nasa trabaho, so, ikaw yung mag-initiative na alagaan mo yung kapatid mo. Diba? So, taking care of a pet. Hindi naman pwedeng pagugutuman natin yung alaga natin na hayop like aso or pusa kasi mamamatay yan. So, kailangan din natin siya alagaan. That is under our control. Nasa ilalim ng ating pangangalaga. So, the next slide is that responsibility at school. So, it looks like getting to school and all of your classes on time. So, papasok sa classes mo, on time. And then, using your agenda daily. So, nung nasa seminary ako, we have this kind of habit na natalaga yung lahat ng responsibilities namin during the day. Mula pagkagising namin 5 a.m., magpe-prepare kami na sarili namin, mag-ayos kami ng kama namin, tapos maliligo, and then pupunta kami sa chapel. Then punta sa chapel, magsisimba, then at 7 a.m., mayroon kaming almusal, then going forward, meron kaming classes from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then from 5 p.m., meron na kaming activities until the 10 midnight. So, naka-program lahat. So, So, kung meron kang pina-follow na ganun, so wala kang oras na nasasayang, kumbaga. So being responsible at school looks like that. And then, another one is completing your assignment and homework. Di ba may mga deadline, meron mga nasa-set na deadline yung mga teachers natin kailan to tapusin. So gawin natin. Hindi natin papasagutan lang. Pwede naman humingi tayo ng tulong sa ating mga parents, sa ating elder siblings, pero wag natin iasa lahat sa kanila. Kailangan natin gawin to para may matutunan tayo. And then, another is following the rules. So, ano yung rules na ina-impose ng ating school? Sundin natin. Kasi, ano naman napaka, parang hindi na tayo naaayon sa society or sa school pag hindi natin pina-follow. Para na tayong naiiba. So, lagi kang mapapagalitan ng teacher mo kasi hindi mo nga pina-follow to simpleng rules lang. So, paano pa kaya sa mga malalaking rules na? So, dapat maasahan ka sa maliliit na rules. So, mag-reflect din yan sa malalaking rules na maaasahan ka din sa mabibigat at malalaki ng rules. And responsibility in action. What is responsibility in action? Kaya nga sinabi ko kanina, own up to your actions. Admit to making mistakes. Siyempre, natatakot tayo na mag-admit ng ating mga nagawang mga mali, pero by doing so, mas lalo tayong napiprepare na kaya nating pananggutan. Kung kaya mong panagutan yung pagkakamali mo, kaya mong ayusin, so syempre parang naano yung ibang tao sa iyo, napapabilib mo yung ibang tao kasi kaya mong harapin yung fears mo. Then stop blaming others or making excuses. So marami tayong ganoon din Hindi tayo mga Filipino, I do not know with the other cultures. Meron din tayo ganung ugali na pinapasa natin, kaya nga sabi ko kanina. And be accountable. Dapat kaya mong panindigan ang anumang nagawa mo. And responsibility sounds like, I am sorry, na paghihingi ng pasensya kasi nagkamali ka, nagkasala ka, I broke it, na sira mo yung jealousy. How can I help fix it? So, una, paghingi mo ng sorry, and then pag-admit ng nagawa mong kasalanan, and then tutulong ka kung anong possible mong maitutulong para maayos yung nagawa mo. It's not it broke, it was not my fault. So parang ganun. Stop making excuses, take responsibility. That's responsibility sounds like. And then the other example is yung inutusan ka ng teacher mo na hanapin yung kunyari yung chalk kasi na-misplace niya. So, yung sabihin mo na, I have not found it yet. I need to look harder. Kailangan kong hanapin pa. Di yung sabihin mo, I can't find it. Hindi ko makita wala dito. Yung parang ganon. So, huwag tayong ganon. And responsibility for self. When you take responsibility for your actions, you are the one saying, I am in charge of my life. So, di ba? Pag tayo ay responsible sa mga maliliit na bagay, pagdating sa ating buhay, ay mas nagiging responsible tayo sa kung ano man yung paglaki natin. Kasi pag iniiwasan natin yung responsibility sa maliliit na mula tayo pagkabata, sa schools, at kung saan tayo sa ating gawain sa bahay, kung pagkalaki na natin, pag lumaki na tayo, mas lalo tayong nalalagay na hindi natin naakuin yung responsibilities. And sometimes, that is the cause na minsan yung mga bata ay walang parents kasi iniwasan nila yung responsibility na ikaw ay alagaan. So that's very sad na napakaraming cases ng ganon. So responsibility for self, another example is the willingness to accept responsibility for one's own life is the source from which self-respect springs. So kung willing ka na mag-accept ng responsibility, so meaning, meron ka ding self-respect. I-share ko lang sa inyo, beloved participants, I know na nung nabanggit nga kanina sa introduction, when I was in the seminary, imagine yung self ko, ako ay editor-in-chief ng aming publication. So napakarami pag nag-submit yung mga yung mga kasama ko ng mga articles, ako yung nag-check ng mga grammars, ng mga sentences nila. So imagine kung may sinabit sa akin ng more than 30 articles, babasahin ko yun isa-isa at ayusin ko. So as an editor-in-chief. Then at the same time, I was the president or elder of the seminary in the OLAS formation. And then at night, I was working with my thesis. So gumagawa ako ng thesis. At the same time, ako yung presidente, syempre, ang dami ko ding inaayos, pinapaalahanan ko yung mga brothers ko na gawin nila to, gawin nila yan. And at the same time, I'm doing the responsibilities sa ano namin, sa publication namin. So that's, I guess, meron din ako mga pagkukulang ng konti, but I am proud to say, proud ako sa sarili ko, na nagawa ko yung gawin kahit mahirap, nagawa kong panindigan kasi nasa control ko. Hindi ko naman pwedeng iwasan. Ako yung editor-in-chief, ako yung president, at the same time, may thesis din kami. So, proud ako na may share sa inyo na somehow being responsible is like that. And then currently, sa ano ko ngayon, sa status ko ngayon, I am teaching from in the Negros Oriental State University at 2 p.m., at 2:30 p.m. to be exact, until 7 p.m. And then I am working at sa isang corporate na na call center dito sa amin from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. So working from 5 a.m. gigising ako ng 3:30 or 4 ng umaga, tapos papasok ko ng 5 a.m. And then diretso na yung trabaho ko until 2. Then lalabas ako ride ako ng motorcycle going to the university para magturo kasi nasa online platform nga kami. From 2:30 going to 7 p.m. So straight siya. And then pag uwi ko, kakain ako, then gagawa ng mga simple as paperworks ko as an instructor. Then afterwards, magre-rest ako din going on, and then like that. So bali dalawang responsibility. And at the same time, at weekends, meron din akong masteral na tinitake. So somehow it's very medyo mahirap talaga. And it is how responsibility works. It doesn't, kahit gaano pa yung kalit yung responsibility mo, kapag nagre-reklamo ka na, wala kang magagawa dyan. So kahit gaano pa kalaki yung responsibilities o mga task na nabigay sa'yo o naka-assign sa'yo, pag hindi ka nagre-reklamo at ginagawan mo ng paraan, magagawa mo yan. So hopefully sa inyo guys, I know na mahihirap yung pagsagot ng modules. Minsan, lagi tayong nagre-rely sa ating mga parents o sa ating elder siblings. Subukan din natin na ginagawa natin ng paraan para may matutunan tayo. Because dito sa isa-share ko sa inyo, that responsibility is like, ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga successful na mga businessmen, mga tao, yung mga may na-achieve na malalaki sa kanilang buhay, yung smart goals. Yung setting goals for success, like being for S for smart, S for being specific, M for being yung goal mo ay measurable, then action-oriented, then realistic, and timely. So, simula tayo sa specific. Ito yung pagiging specific, well-defined, clear, and not unambiguous or unambiguous. Hindi dapat na naguguluhan ka sa sinet mo na goal. So, dapat tiyak at simple. So, dapat ito ay naaayon sa 5 questions. Like for example, ibibigay natin na example yung modules niyo na kung nagsisimula na kayong mag-aral. So, dapat nasasagutan mo itong 5 W or 5 Ws. So, who is involved in this goal? So, pag sasagot mo ng modules, sino ba yung involved dito? Ikaw? Siyempre, minsan yung parents mo or yung siblings mo, elder siblings. What do I want to accomplish? Ano mo yung gusto mong maabot dito? Siyempre, masagutan mo at may matutunan ka. Then third, where? Saan mo ito gagawin? Siyempre, dyan sa bahay nyo kasi hindi tayo pwedeng lumabas. And then fourth, when do I want to achieve this goal? Depende sa deadline na binigay sa atin ng ating mga guro. And then panglima, why do I want to achieve this goal? Of course, para tayo ay nagiging responsible student. Para tayo ay move forward to the next level. Kung grade 7 kayo ngayon, to the next level. And then measurable, dapat ito ay may sukatan, may criteria kayo. So, gaano ba karami yung sasagutan ko? Siyempre, yung binigay dyan sa module, yung sasagutan mo. Then, how do I know if I have reached my goal? So, masasabi mo na natatapos mo to kasi may set na deadline per day na yun yung gagawin mo sa isang araw to or sa isang linggo or sa isang buwan. So, dapat tapusin mo yun. And then, what is my indicator of progress? Siyempre, may basihan ka or calendar na tinitingnan mo or time na tinitingnan mo na natupad ka to within this week, within this month or days, di ba? Achievable, siyempre, kaya mong gawin. Kahit mahirap, kaya mo yung gawin kasi modules, ano yan eh, part natin yan as a students. So, and not impossible to achieve. So, modules na pagkaano naman, kaya naman natin gawin yan. Although may mga reklamo tayo, pero i-ano lang natin, no? I-set aside natin. Gawin muna natin yung kaya natin, saka tayo hihingi ng tulong pag hindi na kaya. So, yung resources natin, meron tayong books, meron tayong internet para makapag-research tayo kung saan tayo kukuha ng sagot. So, hindi muna tayo pa mag-jump into relying na si ano na lang, si ate, si kuya na lang sasagot nito, yung like that. So, have others done it successfully before? Of course, meron ng mga sumubok na magsagot ng modules, di ba? Realistic. Siyempre, realistic, makatotohanan naman talaga yan. Unless kung nanaginip ka na sinasagutan mo yung modules mo sa panaginip mo, sabi mo, tapos na ako. So, that's being, parang nag-illusion ka lang yan. So, and then last, timely. Napapanahon naman talaga sa panahon natin ngayon na mostly, kung hindi online, ay nasa modular tayo. So, siyempre, sa mga online din, papasok tayo sa ating Zoom or Google Meeting or mga virtual discussions natin, and then sa mga assignments na sineset sa atin ng ating mga teachers. So, and then, lastly, and yet before we become so focused with our businesses, sa ating mga gawain, di natin kakalimutan na dapat nating ilagay ang Diyos as the first priority. Put God first and the rest is blessed. So kung gagawin na iunahin natin ng Diyos, ang lahat ay matutupad. So siyempre, as sa pambungad ko kanina, we are all created by God. So of course, dapat nakatuon din yung ano natin, yung dapat hindi lang to para sa atin. Kasi pag sinasabi natin para lang sa atin, somehow, naging selfish tayo. Dapat i-dedicate din natin that we are pleasing God by doing this. So, di ba? For example, pag usually, nung bata pa nga ako, pag sinasabi sa akin na natutuwa yung Diyos pag ginagawa ko to, pag nalilinis ako ng bahay, pag nagsasaing ako, pag ginagawa ko tong gawain na to. So, syempre, nagpapamotivate yun sa inyo na there is someone higher, the most high sa ating lahat, yung pinakamataas sa ating lahat, na nagsusubaybay at tumitingin sa atin. So that's why we have to be honest. Dapat yung mga gawain natin, ginagawa din natin ng may katapatan, kaayusan, at may paninindigan. Kasi pag meron tayong sinasabi natin nagawa natin pero hindi natin nagawa, somehow napatano naman natin, parang niloloko natin yung mga sarili natin. And lastly, I will end it with the choice to follow God's will is a choice to success. Kung susundin mo yung will ng Diyos para sa iyo, then you are choosing to be successful. For if you can find it difficult to obey God, He won't find it difficult to bless you. So kung hindi ka nahihirapan na sundin ng Diyos, hindi ka rin nahihirapan, hindi rin siya mahirapan na i-bless ka. Like in our situation, kung hindi ka nahihirapan so nagawin mo yung responsibilities mo, of course, hindi rin nahihirapan yung guro natin na intindihin tayo sa ating mga pagkukulang. So responsibility comes with this time, beloved participants, like for example sa health protocols na ini-issue ng DOH or ng ating lokal na mga health clinic, na dapat kailangan natin magsuot ng face mask, mag-wash ng hands always, and then physical distancing. Iko-correct natin yung paggagamit ng social distancing, guys, kasi yung social distancing, pagiging malayo natin yung sa isa't isa, kahit yung emotion natin, yung relasyon natin, nilalayo natin. But physical distancing, kasi malayo lang tayo, may distansya lang yung physical natin ng mga katawan, but the being friends or whatever relationship we have, ay napapanatili natin yung communication kasi virtual naman tayo. Meron naman tayong lahat maraming means para mag-communicate. So, dapat sundin din natin yung by doing so, hindi ko alam kung ano talaga yung situation ng Manila and Cebu, somehow and other areas na lumadami pa yung cases ng COVID-19. So sana gawin natin yung share natin. By doing our share, by doing our part, by doing following those protocols is also being responsible. By doing so ginagawa natin yung part para hindi talaga dumami o hindi pa lalala yung cases ng COVID-19. So hopefully na in my medyo binibilisan ko lang, it's only 30 minutes and somehow medyo seryoso konti at formal. So sana may natutunan, nagigets kayo doon. As a students, as whatever, as a child, as son or daughter or teacher, so whatever status you have right now in your life, it is our duty to be responsible. Whatever we can do, we have to do it. Kung ano lang yung kaya nating gawin, Hindi naman natin pwedeng gawin yung pagiging Superman, Spider-Man, or whatever, kasi may mga superpower sila. Kahit tayo yung ano lang yung kaya natin gawin with love, yung may willingness. Kasi yung ano yun, may tatlong tao lang kasi yung klase ng tao, guys. Yung una, pag may inatasan siya ng isang gawain, either napipilitan siyang gawin, or ginagawa niya lang for the sake na pina-follow niya yon. Yung pangalawa, ay yung ginagawa niya ng buong puso, yung may pag-ibig at saka ginagawa niya yon dahil kailangan niyang gawin. Hindi yung napipilitan. Ginagawa niya with love, ng buong puso, with the openness. Yung pangatlong tao ay yung wala talagang ginagawa. Walang ginagawa, walang hindi sumusunod. So hopefully hindi tayo gagaya sa wala tayong gagawin, wala tayong ginagawa, or napipilitan tayo. Sana tayo ay magiging isa sa tao na tayo ay gagawin natin yung task natin, yung responsibilities natin with love ng buong puso. So, maraming salamat at sana ay meron akong naiambag na konting kaalaman sa inyo about responsibilities at pagpapaalala or reminders about this term responsibility in these trying times of the pandemic.